everyone, welcome back to the McMahon Group. Thanks for joining us today. You know, if you haven't seen the Image Home Improvement Show right here on AZTV every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m., you can certainly learn a lot about anything and everything you need to know in your home. The host of this show right there on the left, the very own Steve Dubell. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm looking forward to this week. We're talking about improving your bathrooms.
Absolutely.
So I just learned that you are assisting one of our hosts here on AZTV with his bathroom.
Yes, there is. We found a leak, which actually went down through the floor and actually damaged some drywall underneath in the basement ceiling area. So it opened it up, and we were able to actually find where it was coming from, and we discovered that the pan liner inside the shower is actually has been compromised and has a leak in it. So unfortunately,
is this a common problem?
Over time, the shower is about 15 years old, and over time these things happen. Things break down, houses move, they expand and contract, excuse me. And then before you know it, leaks are discovered, and then when that happens, it's time for replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 15 years is probably got a lot of showers out of it in 15 years.
Well, and your water bill. I mean, your water bill would go up if you're having constant leaks and extra water. So
sure, and then you're damaging wood, and then the potential for mold and other things is always there when areas are constantly wet and they never have a chance to dry out. So you want to make sure that you address those right away and get them fixed, so this way you don't have any more problems. Because like that old car commercial, you might remember, it says, you know, you either pay me now or you can pay me later.
Pay me now or pay me later,
right? And you want to
right.
do it now so it's not so big.
Right, yeah. Okay, so maybe someone out there is wanting to redo their bathroom. Is it important to go to the city and get a permit before you begin the process?
Yes, well, it depends on what they're doing now with their bathroom. If you're going to be changing plumbing and doing any plumbing changes, yes, you should have a permit for that. You're going to do electrical changes. Maybe you're going to start, you know, doing a major remodel. Major remodels require permits, and a lot of people try and get around it, but in the long run, if there is a problem with it, and you try and sell your house, you're going to have difficulties because you never really did it the correct way.
Back to pay now or pay later.
Exactly. and we've had people do, not to get off the subject, but we've gone and tried to help people that actually have done room additions onto their home without permits, and the city actually, they fined them. They actually made them tear it down and rebuild it. I mean, you know, it could get quite costly. So the best suggestion I can have for our viewers is to make sure that if you're going to do something, call a qualified contractor like myself who will come in and will walk you through the process, so this way mistakes like that won't be made and you won't have any worries.
And you know, bathrooms now, I mean, they are absolute showcases. They're beautiful, they're spa-like.
Absolutely.
So what's new in products for bathrooms?
New in products, one of the things that we're doing a lot of is this product called Forza Stone. And what this product is, unlike tile, Forza Stone, you may remember some of the old cultured marble showers that kind of, if you still have one, they're probably yellowed by now because they're really not used anymore. Well, what happens is Forza Stone is actually as you can see here, it's got a very thin layer of stone laminated to two other surfaces. What happens is the panel gets cut for the wall and actually goes on the wall, and there are no grout lines. So the only thing...
it's seamless.
It's seamless. And a lot of people say, oh, please make the grout lines smaller, don't make any grout lines at all. This is a perfect way to get around that. There's no grout lines. The only thing that you can have is caulked seams in the corners where the panels come together, and they have special caulk that actually matches each and every color that you see here, so that this way, when it's done, it's beautiful, it's all pre-made, and it's high-tech, and the water will not go through these barriers.
So can you use this on the floor, or is this specifically for the walls?
Walls only.
Walls only.
You still have to use small porcelain tile for the floor, but the walls can be done like this, and you know, we've done some of these, and they're just fabulous. People love them. When you say no grout lines, you have to see their eyes just light up and like, I want it.
Right. It is beautiful, and you have a variety of colors. I like a lot of the neutrals. You know, I read a lot about if you want to resell your house, really do neutral shades as something that would appeal to the masses.
Right. I mean, if you're going to spend a lot of money, you want to make sure that you do, like what we try to do is go in and make it look like it came with the house, because you don't want to do something really out there, and then when you try and sell a house, it could be a turnoff for some buyers. So you want to make sure you do something that you can live with, but also have good resale value.
Right. And Steve, can you actually redo your bathtub if it's old and just worn out looking? Can you redo it?
If like the surface is worn?
Right.
Yes, there are ways that you could actually go back and do what we call a facelift. You could actually go back in and have the whole tub epoxy coated, so this way you're actually putting a new surface on top of the old surface, much like you would see an epoxy coating on your garage floor. But they have a special process that actually does it for bathrooms and for the tubs.
Right. These bathrooms are beautiful that you're showing
These
here.
are ones that we did in, that is a brand new tub in a new platform with travertine that we did in Fountain Hills.
Travertine is a beautiful product. Are there ways to warm the floors in the bathroom? I know here in Arizona, I mean in Phoenix specifically, it's hot, but northern Arizona, it gets cold in the winter.
Yes, there are different systems that you can actually, when you most of the time they do those in new builds, but they can be done in remodels. They just take a little more planning for it, so you can actually warm the floor, and then it'll be completely sealed. And I mean, I've spoken to people that have them, and they just love it. They love it because it takes the chill off, especially when you get out of the shower and you dry yourself off. You've got a nice warm floor, and it makes it all feel nice, warm, and fuzzy.
Yes, from the warm bathtub to the warm floor.
Yes,
it's all good.
And it's snowing outside.
Yeah, and as I was thinking yesterday, I was interviewing someone. We were talking about baby boomers. This is the first year of the first wave of baby boomers turned 65. So if we go forward 20 years, here we are, 85 years old. What's new in bathtubs for people that may need a little bit of assistance getting into the bathtub?
Well, now is the time for people that are thinking about doing a bathroom remodel. It's a good point that you brought up, because you want to start thinking about, well, am I going to be able, if I'm going to stay here in my home, is this the way I want to see it in 15 or 20 years? You'd be surprised how many bathroom remodels that we do. People are asking for, can you go a little extra yardage and more or less make the floor, if you're doing a walk-in, make the floor the same height as the floor in the bathroom without that little curb, so they don't have to step over it, because then they foresee when they get older it could be a problem. Also, can you put some handicap bars in some different areas? So they're thinking ahead, which is a very, very good idea. Ease of the controls is important too. So you want to try and make sure that all of those things are taken into account.
Right. And Steve, we're just about out of time, but I wanted to just quickly touch on this product that you brought. This is the Forza Stone.
This is the Forza Stone, right.
Same like this?
Yes.
Tomorrow morning, Image Home Improvement Show,
8:30
a.m. You'll be there hosting the show. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having us.
And thank you for joining us, and we will be right back after the break.